Books, large books, but books not to be read, so I don't put my glasses on to show these. I do remember seeing from my childhood at a grandfather's house, I think, where a large book like this is being used as a doorstop. Clever idea, I thought. Later on, I remember seeing someone put two books, one on top of the other, and standing on it to reach up to a top shelf, using it as a kind of step. And then at school, I do remember seeing people taking flowers from the meadow, putting them between pages and pressing them like this, and leaving them pressed for about a week, pressed flowers. So books can be used for many things. As a boy, mind you, I didn't care for flowers too much. I liked the idea of little bang mechanisms underneath. When you picked up the book, it went bang. Or this one here, which is loaded up, will go, whoa, out come a butterfly. Big surprise. But later on, I think when I grew up, I discovered there were books which were either completely altered, so they couldn't be read again, or in this case, used for something completely other than a book. It looks like a book, but it's actually, as you probably guessed, a book safe for money. Clever, or jewellery, or watches, or anything valuable, and disguised as a book. I also noticed that there were things which I suppose you call books not just to be read. Here's an example of one which I picked up in my earliest days. A book you read and sniff at. It's got a whole series of scratch and sniff. The very first, probably the first 5 years that these first came out, and you have to scrub like that. You get a nice smell, and you put them on the top of each of the chapters throughout the book, and it tells you a little story about each of the types of smells and how they're derived. That's a nice idea. So a book to read and smell. And of course, children have love books which you play with, and this is an example of one where they can read the book if they want to, which is down here. But the fun of it really is to play with it, which in this case is listening. It's a book that makes a noise. Oh, I've got repetition there. So books you can smell, books you can listen to. I also discovered many books like this, for children, for pianos and things. It did make me think there's a use for the possibility of a book which appeals to all five senses. Have you ever come across a book which you can read and you can smell and you can listen to, you can touch and handle, it's got textures, and you can eat rice paper or something? I haven't come across it yet, but I'm looking for one. Book with all five senses. The other thing you can do with books that are not to be read is flick books. There are many thousands of these, and we sell a few on our website. Here's a very nice example of one, for instance. So you can't read this, you watch the animation. And it's superb if it's a good artist who knows how to animate well. But here's two examples of one which is meant for grown-up people. This is to teach you how to play baseball shots, for instance, and then the same thing from a different angle or different shots. So it's like a trainer. It helps you with training. This one here called Stroke Minders is a superb example of a training manual to show you how to do a tennis shot, and then the same tennis shot from another angle. So books not to be read, no words in them at all. And then there are sculptures, which have been, this is a fairly new sort of burgeoning form of art, where you take a book, these are books, they were little books originally, little paperbacks, and you fold the pages, you make all sorts of wonderful, weird sculptures and animals from them. Superb. You could unfold the pages and read the books, I suppose, but it's a bit of a fuss. But nice idea, book sculptures, they call them altered books, and there's a lot of these coming around now. Then there's books which are not really books at all, they're just lookalikes. I mean, the simplest one I came across is this one here, looking as though it's a little wooden book, but actually, as you can see, it's a spinning top. It actually spins very well too. It's got a nice, even weight distribution there. Here's another one. I thought at first glance this was a little booklet, but no, it's solid and it's made of rubber, and it's an eraser, a rubber for rubbing out mistakes and pencils. And this remarkable one I came across about 20 years ago is called a book camera, and it's just that. It's a little camera which fits inside a case, opens up, this bit opens up as well, and place the cassette inside, click the mechanism, take the picture, click, smile please, very nice, pack it up at the end and put it back in the case, very simple. And the last one, which I've only just acquired, this is a new one for me, is a beautiful bit of work of art from, I think, San Francisco, the artist who invented this. It's wooden, front and back, lots of pages in it, but it's something quite extraordinary when you open it. So if we dim the lights, which is the best effect for seeing this extraordinary thing, and I'll open the book, what will happen? Any words fly out? No, it's a lamp, a book lamp, superbly made. Can be opened to 360 degrees with magnets will hold it so that it can be attached to a ceiling with a strap. or put on a corner. And I think that's a magnificent piece of art. So there's a lot of books out there which are not intended to be read. My impression is that possibly, since there are a number of book clubs around the place, there's several in my local area of London, what about starting a books not to be read club?